Man, deeply flawed in ways you will never know.
From day one, when we talked about the idea of heroes, we always started thinking about this one volume where we would do villains and introduce and unleash into the world some bad people that we would have to deal with.
But every volume starts with the big idea. You know, it always starts with the big idea of what is the theme of this volume, you know, and we have now 12, 13 episodes or 6 or 8 episodes or whatever it's going to be to really explore that theme for all of our characters.
Yeah.
And that's why Villains was about the battle between good and evil that's inside of all of us. And then we moved on to Fugitives, which was its own idea.
Fugitives was such a departure from Villains.
Right.
And I think that for me creatively, it was so great to have those discussions because you could tell wholly different stories and you could give these epic sweeping things to the audience so that they felt, oh my God, you know, I was watching one show and now it's the same characters that I love, but it's a whole different
And
experience.
the truth is, we do it just as much for ourselves as we do it for the audience.
Absolutely.
The audience gets to experience a beginning, a middle, and an end a couple of times a season.
Yes, right.
But internally, it's fantastic for us because we get to sort of look at a volume completely whole, say, okay, what did we learn from that?
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to do differently?
Right.
And then basically, how do we want to flex different muscles and tell a story from a different angle?
Right.
With Fugitives, we were really able to sort of wipe the table clean.
I think our only real option at this point is to get the United States government involved.
And you're saying all of these people have abilities?
Them and more. A lot more.
Originally, that volume was 12 episodes, and it was sort of divided between 4 episodes of them being hunted.
Yes.
4 episodes with them taking the fight to who was hunting them.
Right.
And then 4 episodes with them having been captured.
And the prison.
And the prison.
Going to prison. And going and doing our sort of version of Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Our version of Hogan's Heroes.
Heroes,
It was them being all in one place, and how are we going to break out of this place?
And it wasn't until about 6 episodes in that we made a major course correction.
Right.
Well, because we started talking about what's that place going to look
and,
like,
and what kind of stories were we going to tell there, and are those the stories we were really interested in seeing and telling?
Yeah, we chose to take that idea of the Hogan's Hero idea and encapsulate it into one single episode and put it 48 years in the past.
And a discovery that it had happened before.
Which ultimately
turned out to be a mythology episode.
Mythology and made everything that our heroes were experiencing much more richer. So, you know, it actually served its purpose in a character way, which was so much more rewarding.
What happened here, Ma? Why'd you call us together?
I never wanted you to see this. Any of you. But I realize now that was a mistake. And to prepare for the future, you have to understand the past. You want the answers? Then you'll have to dig.
That volume ends with the bonfire ending, and that is I felt that it was in many ways the most satisfying ending of a volume that we've done.
Absolutely.
It felt the most earned and the most well sort of defined ending of a volume. And it left us with a very clean slate for next season.
It left us with a clean slate, but it also sort of, it brought all of our characters to a place, you know? They all went through something, and they all reached an epiphany of sorts, you know? Nathan especially.
Yeah.
I mean, what he reached to after all the choices he's made and what he finally came to, I think he and Peter had a wonderful conclusion.
Yeah.
And I think what happens to Nathan in the episode is a great
Is as shocking a twist as we've ever done.
Yeah.
And that discussion, when we landed on that,
Right.
for a couple of days we discussed, can we really do
Yeah,
that?
can we really do
What
this?
does this really mean? What does it mean practically for our show? I mean, it was a big game changer.
discussion.
But I remember once we finally settled on it, I remember being so excited that I kind of wanted to tell everyone. I was like finding the director, I was finding Greg Beeman. I was like, you won't believe what we just decided.
Well, and my conversations with both Nathan and Zach
and Zach
to
right.
explain it to them before the fact was to go into the
Right.
trailer and close the door. Okay,
Right.
here's the deal.
And sort of how you sort of phrased it, which is sort of like, well, you're not dead exactly. We're figuring, it's all just opens up some, and you know what it really does is it opens up something so new. And
Oh,
so
we're
fresh
finding that right
that
now
we're
in the
finding
writer's room for the next
for
season.
the next season.
But it's
I mean,
also so exciting about the writers' room for the next season, and so propelling of like, oh, that's going to be amazing, and also just re-engaging us in that type of storytelling.
Right, exactly. And we're finding the unique ways to tell the stories that aren't what people are expecting. You know what I mean? That to me is what's exciting about it.
And on that note, it's been an unbelievable year and a short hiatus. We're back to work on the next season, and
Yes.
just
And stay
hope-
tuned.
Yes, hope everybody's enjoying watching this third season DVD.
Yes.
Yeah.